Video, I want to begin with showing a little clip from Seinfeld.
I saw a thing, actually, a study that said speaking in front of a crowd is considered the #1 fear of the average person. I found that amazing. #2 was death. Death is #2? This means to the average person, if you have to be at a funeral, you would rather be in the casket than doing the eulogy.
Now, obviously, a little humorous here from Seinfeld, but, his last line, right? People would rather be in the casket, right, than giving the eulogy, right? So you'd rather be dead than having to deliver a speech. It's #1 fear in America. Okay? Public speaking causes a lot of fright for everyone, and what I want you to know is you're not alone, okay? And even Mark Twain says those that say they're not afraid of public speaking, they're liars. Okay? So the thing is to work through your fear and practice the speech as much as possible, because you'll come in, and however you practice it is how you will perform it. Now, a little pump up from old Teddy Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, but where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there's no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. The point being, with public speaking, it's about getting in the arena. And you're going to get marred with dust and sweat and blood. But the thing is, just step in the arena. Don't end up being like those cold and timid souls. Get in the arena and try to fight. Now, some specific ways to help you fight in the arena. Well, we'll talk about determining public speaking habits, and we'll prepare specifically for the narrative speech, so we'll talk about that as well, how to do that. And I put this image here, a little bit of the campfire. That's the idea of the narrative speech. It's like we're gathering around a little campfire, sharing a little story from your life. So, on what not to do when public speaking. Right? So the first thing is, right, you guys watched this video clip, and you saw, he's this politician, right, and he says, I have a master's in communication, and he calls himself a later aggressive political campaigner. Right? So with this, what happens in this speech and why? What exactly goes wrong for him? And I think there's a few things. Now, the main thing is, I think, right, talk with your audience, not at them. Right? The feeling of, right, that he's shouting at the audience, not talking with them, rather than making it a dialogue together. Okay? Now, more specifically, I think there's some specific bad habits at place within this speech. So one is, you have some poor use of notes, pacing of the stage back and forth. He's got lots of energy and excitement. He obviously, down there, he also lacks clear intro that flows from a clear beginning, middle, and end. And I would say with this, right, his logic, or what you would say maybe kind of the content of the speech, is lost in all kind of the energy and excitement. Now, I want to get a little more specific. So the poor use of the notes and pacing the stage, right, that makes him wander around the room. He's misquoting. He's forgetting various points. The next one, the speaker avoids a monotone voice, but he seems unnatural, not controlled, right? Nerves and passion likely hijacked the speaker and made him sound more edgy than he meant. The idea being here that, he doesn't seem like he's practiced and he's ready for this because his nerves and passion take over. Now, last one, speaker does utilize the common convention establishing his credibility. In rhetoric, this is called ethos. However, after the introductory remarks, the audience has no idea where this speech is going. Good habits to practice for public speaking. Need a calm body that utilizes breathing and pauses, clear structure from beginning, middle, and end, review and reiterate points, events, or ideas throughout the speech. Remain in neutral position. If you want to move, make it specific in practice. Organization of notes. Use your voice and body to signify important transitions. Get the audience relating to your experience. Practice, 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 and recognize nerves. All of those I'll kind of talk more about in the next couple of slides. So, reminder about specific revision tips. I'm not even going to read through these. These are ones that you could look at. You know these already. You can look back at. I would say maybe, this for many of you would be really important right now if you need to revise anything. So, delivery tips. Okay. First thing is perform warm-ups on your voice and body. And we'll talk more about that. Second thing is physical delivery is best explained through the acronym we call NODS. And 3, utilize a script or notes of some sort. 4, eye contact. And 5, a how-to guide to practicing the speech. So the next couple of slides are going to each outline these more in detail. So this is kind of the preview of those. Last recording, what I want to do here is show some specific kind of ways that you can go about warming up and engaging physical, voice, different elements to prepare you for a speech. So first one is what we call roll down.
Head drops, the shoulders round forward, the spine is curving vertebra by vertebra. Rotations happening at the hip until the knees release, allowing a final drop. The head bounces at the bottom, coming back up, the pelvis starts, the knees straighten, the arms dangle, spine comes back up, shoulders come around to the back, and finally the head comes up vertebra by vertebra and stops at the horizon.
Now, what I'll tell you there is that one from this guy, the roll down, that's one way to do it. There's multiple ways to do kind of a roll down. Normally, when I teach students, I focus more on that, connecting to your breath, not locking up your legs. Sometimes when you get to the bottom, you could also sway or also breathe into your lower back. But the activity is meant for you to engage your breathing, engage your spine, and then on the way up, normally what I do is at the top, students will actually raise up their arms and take in a big breath and reach up on their tippy toes and then kind of let it all go and exhale. And then you kind of feel a little more loosened up. That's the idea here. And specifically, this is for, a lot of times when we're getting nervous, we shorten our breath. And this is just kind of an activity to keep the breathing, warm up our body. Okay, another one, in terms of vocal warm-ups, there's a lot out there. I choose this one. This is a British guy that teaches voice, Julian Treasure. And the TED Talk is really good, but I'm just going to show a short clip.
Whatever it is, if it's really important, you owe it to yourself to look at this toolbox and the engine that it's going to work on. And no engine works well without being warmed up. Warm up your voice.
So you'll see he's really big on that, comparison here, right? Your voice is like this engine and you need to warm it up. So he's going to give some specific recommendations for that.
Actually, let me show you how to do that. Would you all like to stand up for a moment? I'm going to show you the 6 vocal warm-up exercises that I do before every talk I ever do. Anytime you're going to talk to anybody important, do these. First, arms up, deep breath in, and sigh out, like that. One more time. Very good. Now we're going to warm up our lips, and we're going to go bop, 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 bop. Very good. And now, just like when you were a kid. Now your lips should be coming alive. We're going to do the tongue next with exaggerated la, 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 la. Beautiful. You're getting really good at this. And then roll an R. That's like champagne for the tongue. Finally, and if I can only do one, the pros call this the siren. It's really good. It starts with we and goes to or. The we is high, the or is low. So you go we, or, we. Fantastic. Give yourselves a round of applause. Take a seat.
So, really quick, and that's what I like about it. Some vocal exercises you can get into more complex ones, especially when I've seen acting stuff more. It get more complex and it takes more time. And so I like this just quick way for you to warm up and engage your voice. Tongue twisters. So many of you know these already, but you can repeat various phrases. So repeat, for instance, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, right? And you can kind of slow down your pacing, you can quicken the pacing, or you could do, I'm going to work on just enunciating more. Same thing with red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. You know, you can slow it down and you focus more on enunciating. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, right? And then you can kind of pick it up. You guys know other ones, that I have here. Another one, if you have Dr. Seuss at home, oh my goodness, or you can get his book online. His stuff is great. So much of his stuff has great vocal kind of warm-ups and vocal engagement. So.